So, this is the second video about open banking with VAT Direct and Cirrus Stratus Xedra. Cirrus Stratus Xedra is registered with the Financial Conduct Authority, which is necessary even to look at bank account information. You cannot, however, use the Cirrus Stratus software to make payments because we're only registered to access information for you and not make payments for you. Other organisations are able to make payments, but not Cirrus Stratus. Now, one of the key parts of using open banking is the interface between Cirrus Stratus and the banks, and that is the open authorisation system. If you're used to making tax digital, it has its similarities to the HMRC OAuth system for VAT and income tax, but it is different and it's quite a little bit more complicated as well, but I won't go into the complications. Now here we're looking at the authorization process for one of the newer banks, Revolut, and I'm going to stop the video every so often because of putting secret bits of information in which I don't want to put in the video. But this is going through a real account, so you click on Cirrus Stratus's option to authorize Revolut and you get this page up from Revolut. And I will now pause the video. Revolut then asks you to put in a passcode. And again, I'm going to pause the video whilst I do that and go on to the next page. Then Revolut send a text message to your phone, and I will type that in. It's a one-off message, so the fact that you can see it on the screen doesn't make any difference. It expires in 10, and at the end of that it goes to, do we want to authorise Cirrus Stratus, etc., to read the account's information, and the permission lasts for 90 days, and we say yes, we do want to do that. Then the information is passed back to Cirrus Stratus Xedra and goes on from there. Now let's look at some of the other systems that people use. So here we have Miss Selfridge, which is a store card, and there are quite a lot of store cards which are linked to open banking, and you can look up the transactions on store cards. Then we have NatWest, commercial and personal. Then we have Metal, again a new bank, and then we have Tesco, both the credit cards and also the bank accounts. And then we have the Royal Bank of Scotland, again commercial or personal banking. And then we have Ulster Bank, again it's part of the same group, you can see it's quite similar. Then we have Vanquis, who do cards as well, and we have the Yorkshire Building Society, and we have Cash Plus, and I really like the picture on their login page, it's a very nice picture. And then we have the Bank of Ireland, and then we have C. Hoare and Company, and then we have Capital One, and then we have the Cumberland Building Society, and then we have M&S Bank, and then we have Monzo, again one of the newer banks. So each of these has slightly different systems for authorizing things. Some of them will do a phone call and give you have to give the phone call. That's Lloyds, particularly Lloyds, obviously covering MDNA, Halifax and the Bank of Scotland. They will ask you to type into the phone a security code. Coots, they use an authorization system, and it varies from bank to bank how they do it, but it all feeds back into the authorization process. And then in another video I will explain how you can then download that information into accounts or Excel spreadsheets and make use of it on a day-to-day basis, which is a very useful facility that is inherently built into open banking. But this gives an idea of the different authorization processes. We do have interfaces with more of the banks, and our objective is to have interfaces with all the banks that have interfaces, which starts obviously with those covered by the Competition and Markets Authority rules. The top 9 banks have to do all of this. but it covers, as you can see, a lot more than that. And we probably have about 50 logins at the moment integrated into Stratus Exedra's system, so going through various ones, and here we have the interface with Monzo. So on that point I'm going to stop this video, and I'm going to then do another video, a third video, looking at how to download data and incorporate it into accounts.